Hi, this is Dr. Richard Abbey. I show parents of children suffering from ADHD what to do so their children don't have to suffer anymore. And today I want to talk just about that very thing, the pain and suffering that your child will experience into the future if they suffer from ADHD. If your child is young and they haven't gone through this process yet, I want to inform you about that. Why? Because you can get into action and you can get them the help they need so you can be happy and they can be happy and they can be successful and overcome this difficulty. They can truly overcome this with modern technology. 5-year-olds getting kicked out of school because they can't regulate their behavior well enough. Now, we've worked with children like this and helped them mature their brains quick enough so they could overcome their problem. So I want to help you understand how this plays out in extreme and mild cases. In extreme cases, you're 5 years old, you get kicked out of a private school that you thought you were going to belong to the rest of your life. In a mild case, your teachers start to have concerns about your child and maybe they start talking to you, or maybe they're doing pretty well, they haven't talked to you yet. But somewhere along the line, and usually it's by 3rd grade, people are starting to notice that your child is not able to focus very well in the classroom, or she just doesn't seem to be able to turn in her assignments and execute and get things done. I might talk to you a little bit, raise some concerns. The next big leap is 5th grade to middle school, because there's so many classes and you have to keep so many things together, and this is a big jump for kids with ADHD, organizing and planning. And this often is the very beginning of questioning their self-esteem. They start to get anxious because they can't get things done. They get anxious over tests and their assignments, and their mood starts to go down. They start to feel down about themselves because they can't execute. People think they're lazy. They're getting all this negative feedback. They studied for the test. They knew all the answers and they got a bad grade. They're getting this really bad reflection of who they are. And it's completely distorted and inaccurate. They're actually wonderful, amazing children with huge potentials. This ADHD monster is dragging them down. It's encumbering their ability to show people what they really have. We live in an ADHD unfriendly world for the most part. Then they go into high school. High school raises the bar even further. Their peers are in AP classes. They want to keep up with that. The studying goes into wee hours of the morning. Maybe they're able to keep their grades up, maybe they're not. And it's really wearing on them. They know that they're smart somewhere deep inside, but they start to question their competency of being able to get things done because it takes them longer. Or they studied for the test, they didn't get a good grade. Or it's taking them hours and hours to write a paper that should take them 20 minutes. And they do the ACTs and SATs, and maybe that doesn't go so well. If you're lucky, you've maybe done some testing along the line and gotten them extra time so they can do a little bit better and show people without being penalized for their inefficiencies what they can really do. But that doesn't get away from the fact that they're still getting all this negative information back. Maybe they go to college, maybe they go to graduate school or medical school, but they're haunted with these failures all their life. They feel down, depressed. Many of them turn to drugs and alcohol to soothe themselves, to treat themselves. These are the ways that things play out with ADHD over the course of a person's life. Into adulthood, they miss promotions, divorces, car accidents, fights, all sorts of things that they can be exposed to. The thing that hurts me the most is we live in a time where all of this can be prevented. It's not like your child can live in a bubble, but there are ways to help your child grow their brain. If we could race back in time and go back to the very beginning, the movie that is their life could be so different. It doesn't have to be this way. The pain and the suffering. I know this because I've helped thousands of people change their lives. It's absolutely possible. If people tell you that it's not, they probably don't have a child with ADHD. They haven't looked, they haven't searched, they haven't talked to the right people. They have the luxury of saying, that doesn't work, you should do X, Y, and Z. And if you have a child with ADHD, I'm sure you've heard X, Y, and Z and the whole alphabet like 5 times over. Those things don't work, because if they did, you would have tried it already. Read books. If they worked, you would have done it already, or maybe you did. And if you didn't, they worked, you wouldn't have made it till this far in the video. They don't work because it's a brain-based problem. The only way to get over this brain-based problem is to improve their brain functioning. And the only way to do that is to give them the tools to do that deep within, not with substances or crutches or things that won't help them the rest of their lives. So they don't have to turn to external things to help them. And unfortunately, some of those external things, drugs, alcohol, all sorts of unhealthy things. The amazing thing about our brain is that it's adaptive. And the amazing thing in the society that we live in is we have all this advanced technology and computer and medical neuroscience. And when you combine all of that together and you do a little work and you do it early enough, the outcome is different, the story is different. You just rewrote the whole movie. You're like Princess Leia or Luke Skywalker for your child. And you provided this amazing thing so they don't have to suffer all of their life. That is a gift that you can give your child. And they probably will never know what you did for them. And that's a really, really good thing. Because if they don't have to experience the pain and the suffering that I've seen children and adults go through, and you don't have to watch that, that makes everything worthwhile. We have to grow our child's brains. It's the only way they can avoid this pain. They're going to go through life. We all have pain. We all have to get through things, but not constant failures above and beyond what most people experience. All these things are possible. Centers throughout the world, centers throughout the country can help you help your child develop their brain in ways that you never knew existed. Interested in these ways? Tune in my next video. Subscribe to my channel. Click the like button. I'm going to be making more informational videos. We are on a mission to stop suffering of your children so you don't have to worry about them. And instead, you can watch them grow and blossom like you always knew that they could. You can get back to your hopes and dreams for your child and watch them develop and turn into their own person, and watch that as such a beautiful thing when this happens.